in the UK. He's currently in the UK, I believe. And Red will be handling our Q&As today. So if you're watching, you're an attendee, and what you see on the screen are panelists. And some of you may have been here before, or this could be the first time you're joining us. So welcome. And someone may have invited you, probably invited you to this webinar so that you can learn more about a business called Onpassive. So after this webinar, you're going to want to go hug and kiss the person who invited you, because once you hear more about it, we truly believe you're going to want to jump on board and become a founding member and have a big smile on your face, just like I do every single day. If you want to be shouted out, go on down to the Q&A. I'll say hello to a few people. Then once the webinar gets started, if you have questions, go down to the Q&A, and Red will be behind the scenes answering them as much as he can. Remember, this is a public webinar. This is not our private founders only webinar that we have every Thursday. But if you're not a founder and you jump on board, you will have access to all of those webinars, those private webinars, because they're recorded in our back office. And boy, oh boy, are things happening with this company. So let's see who we have here. Montenegro, we have Tanya. Hello there. Steve is coming in from Colorado. Steve Ropp. I always say, is it Rob, did I say that right? Yes, Robert, it is a great day to be a founder. Tina, yes, she is a new founder as of the 1st. Should I still attend? You know what, Tina? That's up to you. We record these, but you're more than welcome to stay on board, because you know what? I've been on a lot of these, and I learned something, even though this is a presentation to the public. So go ahead. Okay, Eric, that question will be not answered here. Mary, hello, Mary from Lawton, Oklahoma. I really want to ask you many questions. Okay, so you continue to ask those questions, Mary, and we'll see if Red can answer them. He'll do his best to answer them. We're going to get started in about 7 minutes or so. So welcome, everybody. We have almost 40 people on board right now. This is a webinar that is probably going to be different than other webinars that you may have been invited to. This webinar is about a company called Onpassive, and you were probably invited to come watch this, and that's great news for you, because the person cares enough about you to invite you to this webinar. But we are not your typical business. We do not pester, pressure, or try to convince you to join us as a founding member. We just don't operate like that. We truly believe that once you hear about the business today and you hear a few of the panelists speak about the business, you're going to want to jump on board. To us, it's a no-brainer. You are not going to be there's no upselling here. There's no saying you better sign up by, with the clock counting down all the minutes. That's not how we operate at all. We are here to help teach you more about this wonderful business. So let's see, we've got someone else joining us. There he is. We have Dan Street. Hello, Dan. There he is. Okay, I was just going to say, you need to sit up straight. There he is.
That's
you need to move yourself up there. How are you?
I was getting too comfortable,
There you go. And we have another.
Dan, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you growing a retirement beard.
Yeah, I shave once a week like you now, Red.
Cool. It's the way to go, man. It's definitely the way to go. I did mine today, once a week. That's it.
I shave twice a week. I had to get that into you guys. It looks like we have Victor on. Hello, Victor. Can you hear us?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Where are you coming in from?
Yeah, from London, United Kingdom.
From London, okay. The weather in Massachusetts is rainy and snowy here.
That's right, that's correct.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you're here. So people who are joining us, we're going to get started in about 5 minutes or so. Welcome. This is a public webinar that you've been invited to, and you're going to hear about a business called Onpassive. And at the end of this webinar, you're going to want to reach out to the person who invited you. It looks like we've got Mike Ellis on today, so we won't be doing Plan B, which makes me smile when we see
And
Mike
me.
Ellis. You agree, right, Red? No Plan B. We've got Mike Ellis, who is going to be one of the panelists today. And he does a great job explaining this business. Let me go down the Q&A and see. We have Chris Johnson is saying, hey, Mr. Red, thanks for all you do. Okay, and Mary posted something as well. That's in the Q&A. So we just want to welcome everyone. We're going to get started soon. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. This is a public webinar. You're going to learn about a business called Onpassive. You're going to see why we are all smiles, and we're excited about this business. This is not your typical webinar that you're going to feel pressured or pestered to join. We're not going to shake you upside down and get money out of your pockets and then try to upsell you anything. It's actually the opposite. We're not here to convince anyone. We're here to share some fabulous news with you. And we truly believe that if you listen, absorb, and don't worry if you don't understand everything that's presented to you today. That's okay. That's the beauty of this business. This business is for everybody, regardless if you've ever had a business, if you've ever done online businesses, marketing, whatever. That does not matter. So when you start listening to the panelists and about the business, don't say, geez, I don't fit into what these people have done in their life. I don't know if this is right for me. Trust us. It's right for you. It's right for everybody. I have a lot of friends and family members on board with this company who have never done anything online with a business. That's the beauty of it. But I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, because Mike's going to explain most of that to you guys. So during this, we have David Scalise saying hello from Central Oregon, and Ibrahim, I hope I'm saying that correct, from Abuja, Nigeria. So as you're going to see in this webinar, we are global, and we're in over 200 countries. And it's unbelievable, the friends I've made. I've been a founder since January of 2020. I have friends now all over the globe, and I'm just having such a great time with all of the founding members that I've met. And you can too. At the end of this webinar, get back to the person who invited you, because that's the only way you can become a founder. You get invited. So you're going to want to really be thankful to the person who invited you and get back to them. So let's see if we have any other. Okay, so Mary's asking a question. That's okay. So throughout the webinar, some of you who are joining us, you may have some questions. Red Redfern, who's one of the panelists, he'll be behind the scenes typing in the answers. And he'll respond as quickly as he can. Just go to the Q&A and ask the questions. It looks like we have our master of ceremony. I warm up the group, and then we have our master of ceremony, Mr. Marty DeGarmo. I'm wondering if it's snowing in New Jersey. It's snowing in Massachusetts today, and I bet they're getting all rain down in New Jersey. We have snow that you can shovel here today.
No, it's cloudy. Looks like it could snow. I don't know if it's cold enough to snow.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No, it's
I
not
love
cold enough.
talking about the weather. I think as the older I get, the more I talk about it. So anyway, we're going to get this webinar started. It's going to be an hour or less. Sit back, absorb, and like I say to everyone when we kick off these public webinars, or if you're watching the recording, listen. You know, we're not going to pester or pressure you. We're sharing information with you. We truly believe you're going to catch the vision and jump on board afterwards. And if you're listening and you've never done a business before, that's not necessary. Or if the words building a team or customers coming in, this company is for everybody, and this company is going to do all of the heavy lifting for all of us. So without further ado, we're going to get this started. So listen, get back to the person who invited you, and down in the Q&A, if you have any questions, we'll get those answered by Red. Okay, Marty, it's all yours.
Thank you, Susie. I have everything recording, so I'm ahead of the game for once.
Good man.
Yeah, a little about myself. First, welcome everybody here. Saturday, the 5th of December, which I can't believe it. Today, we're going to share a business with you that there's been nothing like it. And I can honestly say that because I've been online for 16, 17 years, and trust me, there's nothing like it. A little about myself. Again, my name is Marty DeGarmo, 60 years old. I live in New Jersey. Been online since 2004. And when I got online, it was through necessity. I mean, I wanted to make extra money because I wound up on disability. And I don't remember the first shiny thing I jumped into, but whatever it was. And I thought, wow, this looks easy, and got in, and you know what happens. It happens to everybody here, at least 9 out of 10 people here. You get in, you look at it, and say, I could do that. Boom, something happens. Either the company folds, the pay plan doesn't work, and the biggest problem for most people is they don't have the skills to drive traffic. And without traffic, you cannot build a business. I don't care where you're at, brick and mortar, online, offline, on the moon. It doesn't matter. If you can't get people going where you want them to go and eyes where you want them to, what you want them to see, you're done. And I thought, man, so I'm going to find somebody that knows, a guru, whatever you want to call them. And I followed many of them. And what happens is they're saying, take this course, it's free. You do it, you get done, you're feeling, whoa, I'm ready now. Nothing really changes. They have course number 2, which is the sergeant course, and that costs about $300. You think, well, hey, I do need to get better, so I got to do it. So you do that one, and then they say, well, you know, there's only one thing missing. To be a general, you go through this course, and it could be, I've seen them as much as $5,000. And you go through the course, and it takes a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. And a lot of these courses you can go find, they're free online. I didn't know that. Most people don't know that. So I went through the stuff, and I was more frustrated than I was before. Then I joined, I don't know how many businesses, and I said, well, I got to learn how to drive traffic. I had the time because I was on disability. And it took time too. I mean, a lot of time, you know, between Twitter and Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then all the new ones coming out. They all have their little quirks and what works and what doesn't work. Facebook seems to be the hardest. And it takes time. It takes a lot of money because you just don't go to an ad and say, here's $5. I'm going to get 5 leads. I wish it was that easy. You could spend $50 and get none. You could spend $200 and get 3. And that depends on the quality of the leads. Are they Are they leads that are going to click and sign up and pay or whatever? It's very, very difficult. Anyway, about 10 years ago, I did learn how to market finally, because I didn't give up. I knew the concept worked. I knew it had to work. It just made sense to me. And I like the idea of working for myself and leveraging my income. Helping others get what they want, I'll get what I want. Well, I met Mike Ellis here in Dan Street about 7, 8 years ago. Seems like forever, but we've known each other 7, 8 years. And we got together, and between Mike and Dan and me, we had a lot of bases covered. We all knew a little bit about something, but together it covered the internet. I mean, it covered what we need to know. So we would get in a program, that's what I want to call them, a program, and kick it in first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, and we'd build a system that worked for that program. And the system could be crazy looking, but it drove people where we wanted them to. It's just a lot of stuff. And we did that for 6, 7 years. And here's what we ran into, part two. Part two was as bad as part one. The reason was you learn how to drive traffic. You can get them to go where you want them to go, but you can't duplicate what you learned in 10 years. So I can't pass down to Fred or John or Mary or Larry, hey, just do what I'm doing. It doesn't work that way. And I thought it did. In fact, no guru passed down anything to me that I could use and make money. Not one. And I did everything I was told. I learned whatever I could learn. And I realized you can't duplicate what you're doing unless you give them a system. Well, to build a system for somebody or many people, it would cost thousands of dollars. It could, and thousands of time. And people don't have it, they don't understand it, and they don't have the time. They don't have time to learn what we did. Most people don't. So, man, this stinks. So about 8 months ago, 20 months ago, I was looking for something. I was looking for something I was afraid that didn't exist. Something where everybody had the same chance to succeed. It didn't matter if they had 90 years experience or no experience or whatever. And I'm thinking, man, maybe I'm looking for something that's just not there. And I ran into Peter and Red. Red's here. Peter's here too, probably somewhere. And I knew him because I was in business with them on another business. And they were good guys. I mean, you always follow somebody you either trust, which was this one, or they can help you, and a little bit of both. So I went to Peter, asked him, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing this thing called Onpassive. I said, what's it about? And I didn't go ask him because people are wanting to sell me their business every day. And he said, I looked at it and said, well, can I make money? Can me, Mike, and Dan make money? Yeah. Can the people that we bring in make money? Yeah. Boom. I would have sold bananas. I mean, whatever at that point, because it's working. Okay, you're over that hump where at least people you bring with you can make money too. I was happy as a lark. Well, needless to say, it's much more than selling bananas. Mike here will explain to you what it's all about. Absolutely blew me away when we found out. And every week after that, I found that it's even bigger than I thought. So anyway, Mike here will give it to you in English and very easy to understand. Don't get all wrapped up in everything. It's 100% automated. Anyone can do it. Mike, here you go.
Okay, Marty, thanks. A lot of great information there. This webinar really is for new individuals that are just starting to explore Onpassive. If you're an individual that's looking for a way to build wealth, you're on the right webinar. Onpassive is an absolute game changer. And like Marty said, it doesn't matter what your skill set is. Because of what Mufareh and his team in Indy have done, they're about 600 strong, it's extraordinary how we can build wealth. Now, Onpassive is an AI IT company. artificial intelligence, informational technology. Those are the products of Onpassive. And if you've come online and you're looking to make money online, to build wealth online, there are a couple things you need to look at. Number one is the company global. Onpassive, they are global. They are in over 200 countries today. Is there a cap on the amount of money that you can make with Onpassive? No, the amount of money you can make with Onpassive, it is unlimited, but it gets better than that. There are no qualifications. You don't have to buy, sell, or share to make money in Onpassive. That's really, really unique. Most companies that you get involved with, you got to do something to make a little bit of money. With Onpassive, you don't have to do anything but participate to make a lot of money. And then the last thing is the AI of Onpassive. Because Onpassive is an AI company, artificial intelligence, as we come in and start to participate with Onpassive, it is 100% automated, period. When you start to participate with Onpassive, like Susie, like Marty said, they will do the heavy lifting for us. It's truly unique what Ash and his team have put together. And yes, Ash is a visionary. He is the brain trust behind Onpassive. And what he's done really will benefit so many people around the world, again, a global company, because he is giving individuals a way to actually come online, make money, and change that financial future. Now, as I first started listening to Ash Mufareh, there were about 4 concepts that I got from him. And once I understood these 4 concepts, I was in. Is this all to Onpassive? No. Onpassive is a giant right now. And as you look at Onpassive, there are a lot of moving parts. But Ash has kept it very, very simple for those individuals who want to participate with Onpassive and start to make money. And these 4 concepts put everything in order. It really shows you how you're going to move forward and make money with Onpassive. Let's start with the first concept. The first concept is Onpassive, as you come in and participate, it is a self-funding business. So you will come in and start your business with Onpassive, and it is self-funding. And what that means is you will go out of pocket once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. And if you've ever done anything online, most of these companies, you know, once you get in, you're going out of pocket every single month. And the problem with that, it wouldn't be bad if you were making money, but most of these companies you don't make any money with. And eventually people just quit. It's just human nature. You're not going to pay forever and not make anything. That is not Onpassive. Onpassive, you will go out of pocket once, you will never have to pay again. The next one was truly extraordinary, and it's the start of the genius behind what Ash Mufareh is doing. As you come into Onpassive, Onpassive is going to force you to be successful. Plainly stated, they are going to force you to make money. In fact, they are going to guarantee as you come in, you will make money. I had never heard this online, offline, never heard it in my whole business career. And when Ash told me that, I was a little reluctant. I said, you know, that's a really bold statement. I'm not sure you can make that. But after I looked at the numbers behind the structure of Onpassive, the pay structure of Onpassive, as I looked at him and saw what Ash and his team was doing, yeah, he can say that. And as you come into Onpassive, bottom line is you will make money. I absolutely love that, and so does everybody else. The next thing, as I looked at Onpassive, you know, like Marty, Dan, and I, we've been online a very, very long time, longer than we like to admit. And if you can't get eyes in front of what you're doing, again, it doesn't matter if it's online or offline, you really don't have a business. You need to get good, qualified eyes in front of what you're doing to come in, love it, join, and buy. Because when they buy, we get paid. And the way Onpassive is going to do that for us is they're going to run traffic. And Onpassive is the best at driving traffic than anybody I've ever seen. Better than Marty, Dan, and I, way better than we are, although we're pretty good. But what they do is extraordinary. And I want to give you a couple examples of the kind of traffic they're going to be running for us. And when you start to think about the traffic, think about the volume, because that's really, really important, because it's very pertinent to those individuals that are participating with Onpassive. About 6 months ago, Onpassive decided to turn on the traffic sources that they have and just turn the spigots on. And their goal was to bring in 1 million opt-ins. They did not put a time frame on it. So they just turned them on and let it ride. And in 4 days, they brought in 1 million opt-ins, which is absolutely extraordinary. And an opt-in is someone that comes in, puts their name and their email in there because they're interested in what they're seeing. They got 1 million opt-ins in 4 days. That's extraordinary. Nobody does that. I've never seen that done online before until Onpassive. And when you start to think about Onpassive and the AI part of it, artificial intelligence, when they drove traffic 6 months ago, they did not use the artificial intelligence they have today. And when you combine those two, I believe instead of 4 days, they're going to be able to drive 1 million opt-ins in 2 days or 1 day or in 12 hours. And again, then you look at the sheer volume of traffic Onpassive is going to be driving for us over the course of a year, and then 5 years, and then 10 years, and then 20 years. It's going to be extraordinary what's going to be happening in the lives of those individuals that are participating with Onpassive because of what Onpassive is doing. So traffic is really key to everything. The next thing was the customer side of Onpassive. You got to have eyes, but you also have to have customers that come in and see a product. So you've got to have customers and a product. And I believe the customers of Onpassive will come in, and as they use the tools of Onpassive, I'll get to that in just a second, they're going to come in and absolutely love the tools of Onpassive. And the reason they're going to love them is because they are proprietary, they're built from the ground up, and they're cutting edge technology, IT products. And these customers will range anywhere from K through 12, through colleges, through small, medium, large size businesses, through governments, through personal use. Onpassive will be a total online solution for all of these individuals. And because of the quality of the tools, they will come in and they will never leave. Not only that, but they will pay a monthly fee to use these tools. That bodes really, really well for us, because as soon as they pay a monthly fee, our income becomes a residual income. And over time, and I'm not talking about a lot of time, a residual walkaway income. That's where we all want to be. So let's look at the tools just very, very quickly. I'll give you an example of what Onpassive is coming out with as they launch. They started out with an automated marketing platform, and this automated marketing platform has all the tools we use to market online, whether it's a page builder, whether it's a server, whether it's a domain name, whether it's a funnel builder, whether it's a communication network with a webinar service, whether it's a human resource total solution for businesses. All of these tools are built from the ground up. They are proprietary. They are the best of the best online, and they're all built from the tech team in India, Hyderabad and Bangalore. And these guys and gals that build these tools, they are absolutely brilliant. And as we look at these tools, they are not only the best of the best, but they're at a lower cost point. And as people come in and use the tools at a lower cost point, they will never leave. This is so ingenious what Ash has done with the system of Onpassive, with the pay system that he's put together. He's made it a win-win for everybody, those individuals that are participating with Onpassive and those individuals that are using the tools of Onpassive, because they will come in, use the tools, and they're using the tools for a couple of reasons. One, it makes their job easier. That's really, really important. And number two, it makes their bottom line better. So it's just a win-win for everybody. As we look at Onpassive, how do we come into Onpassive? Today there is a position. It is the founding position. It is a $97 position. This fee that you pay will lock you into the company of Onpassive, and it will lock you, more importantly, into the pay structure of Onpassive. The $97, that's all it does. It just locks you into the company of Onpassive. It gives you another option if you want to take it. But as we look at Onpassive with these four concepts, remember, Onpassive is 100% automated. But if you have the inclination to build a team, you can do that. Once you come in and become a founder, you can actually share Onpassive and actually build a team underneath you. There are some real tangible benefits to that, but it's not necessary. Because of what Onpassive does, we will all get to that same financial point that we're looking to over time. But if you're a team builder, you're in the right place. Not only does Onpassive make it easy for you to build a team, but you can actually tell your people today, if you come in and participate, you will make money, period. Everybody absolutely loves that. So as we become a founder and Onpassive launches to the world, we will all come into Onpassive as customers. And the way this is going to work is we will come into Onpassive. There is one membership level, and that membership level fee, it's going to be between $100 and $250. Ash has not given us the final number yet, but we will all come in, pay that fee, and then we will go on our back office, click a button, and become independent resellers of the IT product. Don't let that scare you, independent reseller of the IT product. The reason we're doing that is so that Onpassive can pay us, and that's what they had to do to comply with all the regulators. So don't let that worry you. I want to back up to the membership level. That is the fee that you will pay once and you will never have to go out of pocket again. How does that work? It is a monthly fee, but as you come in and pay the first month's fee, the preceding months, they will be paid from the profits of Onpassive. And that all has to do with the volume. I talked about the volume with the traffic. I'm going to talk about the volume in a little bit more on the tool side of it. But it's very, very dynamic. You will pay once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. As we come in and pay the membership level, we have access and can use all the tools of Onpassive. And again, there are no qualifications here. As you become an independent reseller of the IT product, whatever volume lands underneath you, you get paid for it. You don't have to sell, you don't have to share, you don't have to recruit. You're participating with Onpassive. And one of the aspects of becoming a member of Onpassive is we are outsourcing that work to Onpassive to build our businesses for us. I hope that made sense. It's a really, really important key to understanding just how powerful Onpassive is. So as we look at Onpassive, how do we get paid? Excuse me, guys, I need to rub my eye just very quickly. How do we get paid? I cannot talk about the pay structure because Ash Mufareh does not want us to open that up to the world in an open forum. I can tell you that the pay structure is better than anything I've ever seen in my entire life. It's absolutely extraordinary, but I can tell you how we're going to get paid. And as we launch to the world, the pay structure will be rolled out. You guys are absolutely going to love it. I have seen it. You're absolutely going to love it. But the way we get paid, Onpassive is going to come out and they're going to go to the automated marketing platform. They're going to take one of the tools out, and that tool is traffic, and they're going to start driving traffic for all of us. And they're going to start bringing primarily customers in, but they'll also bring in independent resellers of the IT product. But they're going to bring these individuals in. They're going to come in and see the products. They're going to love them. They're going to join, and they're going to pay. And then they're going to pay a monthly fee. And when that volume lands underneath you, not only do you get paid for that volume the first month, but it becomes residual, and you get paid month after month after month. And based on what I've seen, as Onpassive starts to drive traffic for all of us, our income, wherever you start, whether it's $500 a month or $500,000 a month, and there will be both in Onpassive, wherever you start, your income will continually grow week after week, month after month, year after year. And that's where the residual walk-away income comes from. As individuals come in and use these products, they're just never going to leave, guys. That's how good it is. Now, if you are a team builder, it works the same way. Onpassive, again, will start driving traffic. People will come in. Volume will start to land underneath you, but it'll also start to land under your team, the people on your team. You not only get paid for the volume underneath you, but you get paid for all the volume in your team. That's the tangible benefit on building a team. And really all that does is it cuts time frames. It's just, you're just going to get to that financial place you want to be quicker if you build a team or if you don't. But either way, again, it's 100% automated. We will all get there. So that's how we're paid in Onpassive. I've talked about volume quite a bit. I want to talk about one product just to give you another idea of how massive the volume is that Onpassive is going to be doing for us. And again, we get paid off of all that volume. Today, we're doing a webinar with Zoom. And their webinar service is, it's old technology. There's nothing special about the Zoom webinar. Their timing was very, very good, and they've become one of the big dogs on the block. They do about 200 million people come in every day and do a Zoom. So they're massive. They are a multi-billion-dollar company. But the product itself, the webinar service of Zoom, it stinks. It's not very good. And as we look at the products of Onpassive, as they unroll, will have a communication module. That'll be revolutionary, but I'm just going to talk about the webinar service inside that module. And their webinar service is cutting edge, brand new, built from the ground up, cutting edge, best of the best at a lower price point. As we look at Zoom, I'm not sure that they will be in business in a year because of the webinar platform of Onpassive. And as Onpassive launches to the world, there are 25 other webinar platforms online, and I believe the majority of those companies will not be in existence a year after Onpassive launches. And as we look at this one product of Onpassive, the webinar product, in the course of 1 year, I believe Onpassive would be a unicorn company, and that's a company that has a value of over $1 billion. That's with one product. Now, Onpassive today has about 50 products that they're going to launch to the world. When you add all of these 50 products together, Onpassive, day one, the day they launch, they will be a unicorn company, a company that has a value of over $1 billion. To let you know how revolutionary that is, it has never been done before. There has never been a company in the world that has launched as $1 billion company. Onpassive has already got that done. It is a done deal. As they launch to the world, they will be a unicorn company. It's so revolutionary, and as individuals that have come in and are going to participate with Onpassive, we get the benefit of everything Onpassive. And when I talk about that, I like to bring in Ash, because Ash really has a heart to share and to give. And as Ash started to build Onpassive, his whole goal was to make people successful, to take that 97% of people that come online and fail, those are just the numbers, I don't know why, and turn that number around. So 97% of the people that come online will succeed. That is Ash Mufareh. That is the heart of Ash. That is the heart of Onpassive. I want to end with one more thing, and it really is the genius behind Onpassive, and this goes throughout all of Onpassive. And I want to talk about the customer side. Again, I think as people come in, 80% of the people coming in will be customers. They'll come in, they'll use the products, they won't have any problem paying the monthly fee. It becomes residual income for us, and they're going to love the products, absolutely love them. And I believe they'll be coming in by the millions. If we look at the webinar service and 200 million people doing a webinar with Zoom, there will be tens of millions of people coming into Onpassive just with that one product. As we look at the overall customers of Onpassive with 50 products, I believe there will be hundreds of millions of people coming in to use the products of Onpassive. But here's what Ash has done. That's 80% of the people coming in. They're going to be able to afford the products. But there's another group that can't afford it. Maybe 20% of the customers coming in using the products of Onpassive. And they're going to come in, they're going to use the products, they're going to love them, but in the back of their mind, they're always wondering, can I pay this next month? And if you've ever been there before, I have, it's not a really, really good feeling. Here's what Ash has done for these individuals. As they come in and use the products and pay the monthly fee, over time, that fee goes down. Over time, that fee is zero. Now, right there, we're never going to lose those customers, but he takes it a step further. Over time, Onpassive will pay them to use the tools. Now, when I heard this, it was just ingenious. And I know Ash has taken this and he's put it throughout the whole company. There are things that Ash Mufareh is doing he hasn't told us yet. but I know they're as ingenious and clever as what he's doing with the customer side of actually paying them to use the products. As you look at Onpassive, Onpassive was made for you to build wealth. That's what it's for. That's why we're all here. A way to actually come online, not only make money, but build wealth, residual walkaway income. Don't worry about all the moving parts of Onpassive. As you come in and participate, you are going to learn more about Onpassive. And I can tell you over the course of time, every time I learn something new that Ash shares with us, it just gets better and better and better. I would keep this very, very simple right now. Focus on those 4 concepts: self-funding, forced to be successful, traffic, and customers. And then think about the sheer volume of Onpassive. I would come on in, pay the $97, and then as we launch to the world, become a member of Onpassive and get ready for your life to change. Because there are going to be so many people around the world that wake up and they have something they've never had before. They actually are making money online, and that is really, really rare. Believe me, we've been doing this a long time. It's rare for people to make any money online. Onpassive makes that possible for all of us today. Again, it was made for you and I. And from there, I'm going to turn it back over to Marty and Dan and the rest of the panel. Go ahead and fill in anything I left out, and we'll kick it around a little bit, Marty. Go ahead.
Fantastic, Mike. No, I don't think you left out anything really. As you notice over my shoulder, that's Onpassive. That's the company that they just purchased a lease for 9 years. It's in Hyderabad, high-tech city in India. And yesterday, or last 3 days, they invited some people that live in India to go visit it. And I have some pictures I want to share because some people like to see the building and the office and all that. I'd like to share them with you. Here we have, this is the outside of the building. Let me try to move this out of the way. I don't know which way to go, but that's the outside. They just put all these signs up. Beautiful building, 5 stories. They had to refurbish the whole inside. So when you hear about a company, oh, this is brick and mortar here. This is just 1 floor of the tech team, and there's 5. So it's massive. We go to the side. There's a video too out on YouTube if you go look. We know this gentleman, Dr. Modi. When they landed, they took care of everything. Their flights, their travel. They gave them gifts when they got there. VIP treatment, 5-star hotel, everything. Everything was taken care of. That's one of the rooms. When they got there, the company left a package there for a bunch of goodies in there or whatever. That's the bus stop out front, even has Onpassive on that. Huge, huge sign. This is one of the newspapers in India, US-based. Onpassive opens Indian headquarters in Hyderabad. And then it tells about it, pretty big deal. And that was the news all over. Big company from the US are in Hyderabad right now. It's known as high-tech city. This is one of their conference rooms. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. These gentlemen are founders in Onpassive, and they're actually looking at a screen from us. We did a webinar yesterday, and we were chatting back and forth. They were giving their experience. It's really, really cool. In fact, that's us up there. So I just wanted to share those with you. That's the building at night. They put a light on the top, a lit sign. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely. And that one was just put up the other day for people walking down the street. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Another thing, Mike was talking about Zoom. Zoom being one of the products that we have, like Zoom, webinar service. Zoom was worth $19 billion last year, which is huge, absolutely mind-blowing. Well, with the pandemic and all the stuff going on in the world, people that can't travel, they're talking on some kind of webinar service. And like Mike said, they lucked out because they're the big dog anyway. And they went from 19 billion to 125 billion, over 110 billion dollars in 1 year. I've never heard of that. Never ever heard of that. So when you get the facts about what's going on behind the scenes and the founder and all the people that are involved, about some days 3,000 people are joining this company. It's going to launch very, very soon. To be a founder in this company for $97, if you don't at least get all the info, you're absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy to throw that away. It would be like Steve Jobs asking you, would you like to be part of Apple? You wouldn't say no. Nobody in their right mind would say no. Walmart, same thing. Microsoft, I mean, all that. Getting the chance to be in at the top. And this man, Mufareh, wants to share the wealth. He didn't have to. He could have just built this company and paid people a few bucks and let her rip, but he didn't. He's sharing the wealth with people. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm going to move on to Mr. Red Redfern. He's been doing the question Q&A and anything he has to add. And then Red, you can introduce Victor to the group.
Yeah, certainly will do, Marty. This is a new one for me. I've had no questions that I need to bring up, but a lot of founder questions, which I've sorted out, but I've had no questions that would benefit any of the new people here. So pretty amazing stuff, really. It's a first for me. I've even got my notepad and pen here at the ready, and there's not one scribble on it. Fantastic. But thank you very much once again, Mike. Always does a fantastic presentation, very easy to understand, and hopefully all the new people here will get something from it and then go back to the person who has invited them here in the first place. I've been involved myself personally, along with Peter Rogers, in Onpassive for a very long time now. We joined in the back end of September 2018. And when we joined, there was very few founders, and there was certainly nothing like what you see here today. It was just 2 videos of Mufareh giving out his vision of what he wanted to try and achieve for the likes of you, me, Marty, Peter, Victor, Dan, everybody here, to give us a chance to make money online. That was his vision. He wanted to give something back to all of us. I was hooked from these videos, so I jumped in feet first. In those days, we didn't even have a name. Everything was done off an Excel spreadsheet. We had no back office. We had no landing pages. We had no links to share this. We had absolutely nothing. But the one thing I will say is that Ash back then said we would have these things, we would have these tools, we would have this landing page, and these have all come to fruition. Not only that, as Marty just showed you, we've got a fantastic office now in Hyderabad, High-Tech City, where there's roughly, I think, over 400 staff now. This is going to be increased throughout the rest of this year and into 2021, all the way up to 1,000, to accommodate the influx of people when we launch to the world. It's an amazing time to be involved with this company. It really is going places. Everywhere you look online now, you will see something to do with Onpassive. And this is almost your last opportunity to become a founder within this company, because as soon as we launch to the world, that is it. There is no more founder positions. You will only be allowed to be a reseller or a customer. Anyway, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Victor Agumaladi. He is in our team in the UK. He's only been in just over a couple of months now. He is absolutely taking it by storm. One of his guys he's introduced to this business is now is the top of the leaderboard actually for personal leaders within Onpassive. So without further ado, Victor, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are all over the world. First and foremost, I want to thank the CEO of this great company, and I also want to thank all the panelists, Marty Digamo, Mike Ellis, Red Frem, Dan Street, Susie McCree, for giving me this great opportunity to be here tonight to share my experiences with our new people that are looking forward to join this great company. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Victor Lajide Ogumalade. I'm based in London, United Kingdom. I used to work on the rail industry. I was a safety officer for London Underground and Network Rail for 13 good years. I was living from hand to mouth and from paycheck to paycheck. But it got to a point, a stage, and I decided to take a new direction because I believe that if I don't take that new direction, I will work till I die. And that is why I take that new direction, that I want to change my life. I've had this great passion in me to change lives, to give hope to the hopeless, and to help people to realize their dreams in life. And that was what really pushed me to become a motivational speaker. And along the line, I joined some programs. I won't mention the name. I was, motivating, giving inspiration for this company. I was traveling from country to country. I've been to so many parts of the world, giving motivational speeches, inspirational speeches, and people were joining this program. Lives were changing, but it got to a level, a point. This company went down the drain. I worked, I did everything, my energy, my resources, to support this company. People joined this company because of what I said on stage. They believe in me, they trusted me, they believe in my integrity. That was why they joined that company. But unfortunately, it went down the drain. And at that point, I made a decision that I'm not going to introduce any company to anybody. I will just live on my career, which is motivational speaking, because that one alone is enough for me to, succeed in life. But as I was going through my motivational speeches just 3 months ago, I came across a webinar made by Red Frame and Peter Roger. And I said, what is going on here? What is happening? I listened to the webinar from the beginning to the end. And I said, this is what I want. I have some boxes because of my past experiences. And as I watched that webinar, this Onpassive, this great company, ticked all the boxes. What are the boxes? Number one, it caters for the 97% of people that failed online. Who are the 97% of people that failed online? People that don't know how to recruit, people that don't know how to sell, people that don't know how to talk to people, people that have failed in life, people that have put money into programs, into businesses, and they lost their art and income. And I said, wow, this is a company that I want. And this company can help me to be able to help all my people around the whole world. And I said, I'm going for this company. That was number one point, that it caters for the 97% of people, because not many people can duplicate my success. Don't get me wrong. That company, that program that I was talking about, I was very, very successful. I was the number 2 in the whole of UK. I was number 4 in the whole of in the whole world in that company. But the unfortunate thing is that not many people can duplicate that my success, and that was what put me down. And I said, no, I'm not going to do this again. But Onpassive caters for the 97%. It doesn't matter whether you are a guru or you don't know anything at all, or you cannot talk to people. It will still work for you. It ticked that box. Number 2, does this company has real products? product that add value to people, product that add value to businesses, and it tick that box. 50 products under one umbrella. My brothers, my sister, this is no brainer. It is a game changer. And I said, no, I'm going to go for this. One of the products, Marty DeGamo mentioned it earlier, the Zoom. Zoom charges people every month. If you go to a certain level, they increase what you have to pay. If you go to 1,000, you pay a lot of money. And I said, wow, Onpassive is giving these people, is giving this opportunity to people like free of charge, because you only pay one measly charge every month. And you have unlimited number of people that you can do webinar for, meeting for. Imagine the big corporations. Imagine the event that is happening around the whole world. Onpassive is for them. That was number 2. Real products that real people want, that people will be craving for. 50 of that. Zoom is just a company. It's just one of our products in Onpassive. Imagine the 50 products. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. And I said, I'm going for this. That was number 2 point. Number 3, it says it guarantees you your money back. This is the first time in my life that a company will be guaranteeing you your money back if you are not if you are not happy with the company. So you have got nothing to lose at all in Onpassive. That was in the number three point. Number 4, does deep people have real people behind it? Who is the CEO? Is this the CEO that hide behind the scene, that don't talk to people? And when I attended the first webinar, I realized that, oh, Mufareh is a God sent. Believe me, trust what I'm saying. He's a God sent. A man that has the heart of the people. A man that wants to share the wealth with everybody. Imagine you're a co-founder of a Facebook, of Amazon, of Zoom that we are talking of. Your family will never be poor again for the rest of your life. This is what Mufareh is giving to us all. That if you are a co-founder, we share all the wealth. Imagine the customers that will be coming to Onpassive. 50 products. My brothers, my sisters, this is a game changer. Don't miss it. I'm so passionate about this. I live Onpassive. I dream Onpassive. I wake up with Onpassive. I am telling you, this is a game changer. This is God sent. And for you, new that are watching me, listening to me, don't miss it, for God's sake. $97 will not kill you. So I encourage you, if you're on this webinar, go back to the person that introduced you to Onpassive and make it a duty and sign up immediately. When I joined, nobody even introduced to me. I only watched the webinar and I was totally convinced. Nobody asked to ask me. That night that I watched the webinar, I signed up straight away. I paid my $97 and I become a Gofounder straight away. And within 3 months of being with this company, we have produced over 1,000 Gofounders, paid members, just within 3 months. So I want to encourage you all that are listening to me, don't miss it for any reason. Please, thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity, Mufareh. I will continue to thank you. I will continue to appreciate God for the rest of my life for this great opportunity. Thank you, Marty DeGamo. You are doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Red Frame. Thank you, Mike Ellis. I watch Mike Ellis' video every day since I've joined Onpassive. For 90 days now, I've been watching it at least 1 hour a day. I watch it just to, get myself informed. And I'm so excited about this company. I will go with this company to any part of the world, just like I used to do. That is my passion. That is what I love to do. I want to see life changing. I want to see the world changing. Imagine the life you will change. Imagine the life you will benefit. People are dying of hunger. People don't have good water to drink. People don't have good clothes to wear. People don't even have access. People are sleeping on the street. Imagine what you have on your table now. The ball is your court. I want to encourage you. Take this chance. Take this chance. Take the opportunity and change your life, change your family life, and be a blessing to your world. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Wow, Victor, you ought to be a motivational speaker. Just kidding. Wow. Uh, Thank you, Victor. I've heard Victor been on other Zooms and stuff. He's amazing. Dan Street, who's was in the medical field for 28 years, has left that. I would say he retired, but he hates when I say that. But he has left that. Now he's doing Onpassive full time. How's that, Dan?
Well, thank you, Marty, for telling everybody that I'm retired. You know, I appreciate that. The word retire is not in my vocabulary. It's just a new chapter, and this chapter is Onpassive, and it's going to be a pretty tough act to follow Victor. He just laid it out with between him and Mike and Susie and Marty and Red. Everybody has laid it out. I'd just like to add one other thing to this, and Susie kind of touched on it a little earlier. We are Onpassive is in over 200 countries, and within those 200 countries, in the 20 months that we've been involved in this business, we have developed some unbelievable relationships with people all over the world. And that, to me, on top of everything that Onpassive has to offer, is invaluable. And when it's almost a surreal experience when you're talking with somebody from Papua New Guinea or somebody from Europe, and I'm watching Red's chef show, and then I talk to him, and we can't wait to meet each other. And Victor, I can't wait to meet you too. So, we all have this burning desire to meet one another and share our experiences with Onpassive, because it is the real deal. It is a real product. It is a real company. As you can see behind Marty and behind me, it's a real company with a real building and employing real people. And these products are built from scratch, okay? These are proprietary products, patented products that nobody's ever seen before. And you are going to have the chance of a lifetime to be able to experience these products and this technology of artificial intelligence. I'm looking forward to learning it. And a lot of this stuff has never been seen before. So it's very, very exciting. The relationships are exciting. This is a real company. No caps, as Mike was saying, there's no caps on the amount of money you can make. There's no pre-qualifications, and everything is automated for you. They're going to build your business for you. They're going to provide the marketing, the leads, and they are going to drive people to your business. We are all going to be customers once this company launches. And once this company launches and we're all customers, and Onpassive is going to, through their marketing campaigns, is going to throw people underneath us that we're going to get paid for. A little bit we're going to get paid for. Let me tell you, it's unreal. It's like nothing you've ever dreamed of. So $97 to be a part of this is a bargain. And I would say jump on board and let's have some fun.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thanks, everybody. If anybody has anything else, go ahead and go at it. If not, I'm going to close this thing down.
Marty, I'll just end with something real quick. For those of you who are watching this, just a little bit about, it's funny, it happened to me and then another founder who I invited and has jumped on board. I caught the bug of residual income, multi-level marketing, network marketing back in the 90s, and I didn't do very well. And then a little over 5 years ago, I started focusing on my health, and I took some products that improved my health tremendously. And then it was an MLM company, and I started building a team, and I really was enjoying it. But I got to the point where I wanted to help my team more. I said, there's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be a better way to do this, because I went down the road of creating a website, trying to figure everything out with email marketing. How do I do a lead magnet? How do I get people to my website so I can help them with their health and wellness, and then help my team do the same thing. I spent a lot of time and money and a lot of frustration, and it's kind of funny because someone else I brought in as a founder, she and I were talking about the same thing. She was going down that path. And as I came into Onpassive, I was out searching for a better way to build a business. And I was on a women's entrepreneur Facebook group, and someone posted something about Onpassive. I didn't know this person, and it piqued my interest. And I went down that rabbit hole, and I am so glad I did. That was back in January of this year. And I initially got in thinking this is a way for me to build that business. And then as I learned every day, I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I have in my hands? I have a whole Onpassive business. So I've invited all of my family and friends. They jumped on board. They know, love, and trust me. Some of them have no idea what's going on, but they saw my enthusiasm and they jumped on board. And this friend of mine who just joined recently, she gets it too, because she built a beautiful website, has a virtual assistant, is going through all of this, creating a logo. And I said, yeah, and how are you going to get people to your website? She goes, I have no idea. And I said, that's where Onpassive comes in. So I've gone down my journey where initially it was to help my business and help my team's business. Now I'm like, oh my God, this is the perfect business, because this is going to be run automatically for me. And I've got this whole Onpassive business to help build wealth for my friends and my family that have joined me, and then for us to go back out in the world. And the one thing I love about our CEO, Ash Mufareh, he said once, and this is what really hit me, was he said, a lot of people out there are working very hard at jobs that they don't like, that are really stressing them out, and they've lost their creativity. And his focus is on lifting that financial burden off of our shoulders so we can go back out in the world, be creative again, and help humanity. And I'm telling you, get back to the person who invited you. You will want to jump on board right away. And then you can get into the back office and participate in some of the private webinars and really learn more about what's really going on. So thanks for letting me speak, Marty. I can't say enough about this. $97. Do it. Do it.
Thanks, Susie. Thanks, everybody. This will be posted on YouTube. It'll be on Onpassive Nation if you want to get a copy of it. We're going to go now. Like I said, thank you very much. Get back to the person who shared it with you. There's more info out there. We don't want to ram it down your throat all at one time. Anyway, thank you. God bless. Bye.